Hey, what's up everyone? Mike here, and today I just want to do a video explaining where I've been and let you guys know what's been going on lately because I've been inactive for about 12 days. I'm working on getting caught up on a lot of work, but I had some family issues and some other things that have taken place that kind of pushed everything to the side, and so now I'm very behind on work. I keep very close to the audience on my channel, so I just wanted to explain what's been going on. I post on Facebook quite often and explain things, but there's a lot of you that probably aren't on Facebook, and so I want to make sure I explain over here on the channel as well. So for those of you that don't know, about a full week ago, my grandmother passed away. She's been battling cancer for a lot of years now. I think nearly 8 or 9 years. And she's been on chemo multiple times, and she's gone through radiation multiple times. And so it's not a huge surprise that she passed away. But there's a lot of things that go on with it. You know, she was Italian, so she has a massive family, and they love to have get-togethers during funeral times, I guess. And I actually rent from my grandparents, so all this stuff was taking place at my house. There were multiple days where there were 30 plus people here all day long, eating and loud, and getting together and talking and sharing photos and all that stuff, which is great, but it really makes it hard to work. And so I just kind of focused on being with family and spending time with them, and I didn't work at all for nearly a week, and so that put me way behind on my work. Now the same day my grandmother passed away, on a completely different side of the family, my aunt and my uncle, they're married, were both officially diagnosed with cancer, 2 different types of cancer. And I knew my aunt likely had cancer. I've talked to her recently to the day that I found out, but I was kind of waiting for finalized results. And her husband, we weren't sure what was going on with him, but it turns out he has lung cancer. My aunt has a very rare type of cancer. She has melanoma, which is basically like skin cancer that mutated into her eye. And then, it can start to spread throughout the body very fast. So it's actually quite dangerous and very rare. Only about 2,000 people per year are diagnosed with this cancer that mutates in your eye. And then once it metastasizes, which is when it starts spreading and growing, there's very little treatment or recourse for it. You have to understand, 2,000 people a year get this cancer. It's not a priority when it comes to research and treatment and things like that. So it's a little nerve-wracking. I'm very close to her. Not so much her husband. I mean, he's my uncle. I love him, but I'm not super close to him. My aunt I'm very, very close to. She's the person that taught me how to drive. I lived on her street for many years. I was at her house daily for almost all of my teenage years. Her daughter is Sarah, who I've talked about many times in the videos, which is my cousin, but she's much more like a sister to me. I talk to her probably 5 out of 7 days of the week. I visit her many times a week, and we hang out and do stuff. We're only a couple months apart, and we actually both had the same exact due date when we were babies. I just happened to be born 60 days early, which is crazy. But her and I are very close, and we have been for a long time. So very nerve-wracking, very hard to deal with on that front. And that's what's going on with family. So I spent time with my aunt. I talked to her about what's actually going on, how they're going to treat her, what we can expect here. If her cancer does metastasize, they're saying she has about a year to live. But they don't know if it's going to metastasize. There's cases where the cancer was dormant for many, many years, and there's other cases where it took over very fast. And since there's so little research on it, there's no point in speculating and saying she's going to die or she's not. You kind of just have to live with what you have and deal with it as things come. Yeah, that sucks, but it's life, and life is full of challenges. So that's what's going on with my family members. On top of this, lots of other things have happened because of these situations. I do want to thank everyone that sent me nice messages, post in the comments. I was on the Wednesday show with Chad and them this previous week, and everyone is so supportive. So thank you so much. I'm doing fine. I really am. I'm just trying to get caught up on work. I'm not super emotional. I'm not. I love my grandmother, and I'm sad that she passed away, but she had cancer. She was suffering. I'm happy she's not suffering, and I'm happy she's not dealing with it anymore. 9 years is a long time, or 8 years is a long time to fight cancer, and to make it that far is a miracle when it gets to that stage. So I'm just happy she's not suffering and in a better place now. Now, the other situations come up with this because I rent from my grandparents. So like my office you guys see, where I work, that's the bottom floor of my grandparents' house. I've been renting here for over 4 years now. But with my grandmother dying, basically my grandfather wants to sell the house, right? It's a massive house. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He wants to get rid of the place. So that leaves me in a situation where I have to work on moving. So not only am I behind on work, but I need to work on moving. Of course, it's not a huge rush. You know, he's talking about at the beginning of next year. That's a lot of time, but it's not a lot of time because Q4 makes me so busy, I'm not going to have time to find a place to live. So it means I either need to move now or I'm going to be moving last minute. I'm not a last minute kind of guy. I will panic and have a really bad time trying to find a place to live in a short notice. So I've been working on that, and I'll talk about that in a second. Now, besides that, I was still working on the weekends, so Saturday and Sunday are taken up by the security work I do, and I haven't made any videos since the passing of my grandmother, and I barely listed on eBay, and I still have an FBA shipment right here next to me that I need to make videos about because I wanted to show you guys the haul video. Everyone keeps asking about it, but it got pushed to the wayside. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm a little behind, working on getting caught up. Some family issues happened. On top of that, you know, I have to move. And then my car was paid off at the beginning of this month, so I'm very happy. I own a car outright at 23. That's fantastic. It's an 07 Impala. It has, I think it just hit 90,000 miles. It's in good condition. But, of course, because the way my luck is in life, the day I paid it off on my way home, the transmission starts slipping, right? Now, it's not a huge deal. I think the transmission fluid needs change. I'm going to go get that taken care of. But then just yesterday, I'm driving home from work, actually, and my ABS brake light comes on and says that my braking system needs inspected now. So it's like, it's just weird how things work out. You pay something off, and then the next day or the next couple of days, two lights come on, there's two issues with the car, and it's like, it's frustrating, right? It's like you work that hard for something, and it gets frustrating. But, I mean, it is life. Life's full of challenges. Car problems are the least of my worries right now, really. So I'm just going to get it inspected, taken care of, and fixed sooner rather than later. But I like letting you guys know so you get a realistic view of what's going on in my life because I live a normal life just like everyone else. So let's move on to today. I went and applied for specific housing. There's an area in Ohio that has very nice housing and a very good neighborhood that's right near my father and where I grew up. It's very hard to get into. So I went and applied today, and they're very strict about who gets in. You have to go in and you have to fill out this giant application. They want your previous tax records, your business records, any information about your current employment, credit reports. They want to do background checks, all this stuff. So I went and got that taken care of today. I'm waiting to hear back from them. They're supposed to call me at the beginning of September to go in for an interview. I actually have to meet with I think they're called the membership board, and it's like 8 people, I believe, that I have to sit down with and meet, and they interview me as a group to get me accepted in this housing. And I'm not super worried. I'm a good guy. I pay things on time. I don't have any criminal record. I have no issues whatsoever. I am probably the most ideal tenant you could ever have as far as things go, because I don't have pets, and I don't party and do dumb shit. I'm just not that guy. So I think I'll get in. I don't think I'll have an issue. The thing is, this housing has a very long wait list. It used to be 2 years back when I was in high school. Like literally, you were put on a list, you had to wait 2 years to get a house there. It's down to about 5 months right now. And I might be able to get bumped to the top of the list if they really like me. I know some people from that area. I worked in the neighborhood for about 6 years when I was younger. So a lot of the people over there know me, and I'm hoping that helps out. The reason I'm trying to get housing there is a couple different reasons. A, it's in a good neighborhood. B, it's like minutes from my dad and a few restaurants I really enjoy and a neighborhood I enjoy. And also, it is very affordable. Like you can get they're duplexes, but you can get half a house, double floored, 2 bedrooms for $400 a month. That's how much it costs. And I think you pay electricity on top of that. And the reason is it's a housing cooperative, and they're not allowed to charge you, or they agree not to charge you more than it actually costs you to live there. So you really only pay what they're paying on, like basically the land taxes, the bills, maintenance, and that kind of stuff. They're really not making a profit on the area. The reason being is back many years ago, it was barrack housing when the Army was stationed here, and members of the city bought it up and decided to make it like a non-profit, really nice area to live in, and then so they don't get ghetto people who are living off welfare and doing drugs and selling drugs, and so it doesn't become like a projects area. They have a very extensive review process, but if you can get in there, you're set. Like, you can live there as long as you want. Great place to save money and grow. As time moves on, you can actually get a whole house from what I hear, and it's just a really, really awesome area. I love it. So hopefully I'll get accepted in there in the next month or two. We'll see what goes on, and I can get in there quicker than 5 months away. But even at 5 months away, it's at the beginning of next year. If I can get it guaranteed a date, then that'll work out for me. So those are life issues that have happened. I mean, it happens to everyone. Family members die all the time, and I understand. I just want to let you guys know where I've been. Now, on top of this, there's business stuff going on, right? My FBA shipment's now 3.5 weeks behind. Not acceptable at all. I actually haven't mailed it because I wanted to make a haul video. I promised, and I did not want to send it out and screw you guys over on the haul video because there's so many video games I want to talk about and show. So if you're watching this video, the haul video is probably already in the works, already edited. It'll be up this week for sure, along with the Q&A and some other behind the scenes stuff that I wanted to get out. I'm not posting the video that you're watching right now until I'm starting to get caught up on this stuff. So expect more videos very soon. As far as business goes, I'm behind on the FBA shipment, but my FBA sales have been consistent. My eBay sales are non-existent, basically. I pulled all my listings for a while. I'm working on reorganizing those and coming up with a new game plan. Something I have been keeping up with now is Scavenger Life. It's not a YouTube channel I've ever kept up with, but Pete, the Craigslist hunter, actually mentioned it to me in a chat one day because their channel was closed down and then it reopened recently. So I've started listening to them, and I'm curious what people think about this. So if you're watching this, please post in the comments because I really want to know your thoughts on this. How would you guys feel about some kind of weekly podcast? It would probably just be me rambling, but it'll be a voice thing, not a video thing. And the reason I ask is video is often hard for me to keep up with. Like, making 4 videos a week is just not possible for me right now. I would love to do that, but I don't have time to edit it. Editing is the biggest part of video making that people don't realize. Recording's easy, but in this video, there's probably bloopers I have to cut out, and there's me mispronouncing words I have to cut out, and it's just dumb stuff that doesn't really look good on film that no one wants to see. And there's a few minutes out of every video you watch that got cut, and it takes a lot of time, right? But with like doing a podcast, a voice recording, I can ramble about things, just talk while I'm working at my desk, and discuss topics you guys might like. So what do you think about that? Would you like some kind of weekly podcast? I really enjoy like listening to Scavenger Life now, and a podcast fits our style of work very well, right? When you're working and listening, you're not necessarily watching videos. Lots of people listen to the videos. I've been told this many, many times. And so I just want to know your thoughts on that. If you don't like the idea, that's fine, and maybe I won't do it, or it's just an idea. I don't even know. I'm just thinking about it. But anyways, I'm working on FBA shipment. I'll have a haul video up soon for you guys. FBA is going great. eBay not so well. My weekend job's going fine. Financially, I'm actually in a really good spot right now. That's what's kind of frustrating about the car problems, because I have quite a bit of money saved up, and I'm basically ready to move, ready to get things going for Christmas season. I've been sniping lots like crazy. I have stuff in every single day, and things are going well. So thanks so much for everyone keeping in touch. I apologize about the inactivity, but family matters are more important than anything, and you know, sometimes you have to take a break. I love making videos, but they're not my main source of income, and they're no way at the top of priority list when things happen. Unfortunately, as much as I wish they could be, they don't generate enough revenue and consistent income to make it like that. Now, if I was a full-time YouTuber, you know, obviously I'd be much more worried about pumping out videos when things like this happen, or maybe I'd have videos saved up. But for me, when you guys watch a video, I made it the day before or 2 days before. I'm not the kind of guy that can record 15 videos and save them and edit them. I like being real, and I like being relevant. So that's why I make videos that are to date and not, you know, basically post-dated videos. Anyways, I appreciate all the support. Really, I do. Thanks so much to all the new subs. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. You guys are so awesome, so supportive, and I appreciate it so much from the bottom of my heart. So thank you guys. I will see you very soon. Have a great, great day.